The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to another edition of TVWAN News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, Tribal Foundation boasts 14 arrests of SARV perpetrators, flooded Kumil River maintains threat, and Hekari lose third round of OFC matches. Nearly 2 women every day are tortured or killed in Papua New Guinea over sorcery accusations. A crisis PNG Tribal Foundation says demands urgent attention. Tribal Foundation revealed during a leadership conference today that since the passing of the 2022 Glassman Bill, more than 630 survivors have been supported, 149 arrests made, and 14 successful prosecutions secured.
PNG Tribal Foundation, in partnership with John Maxwell Leadership Foundation, hosted a Live to Lead PNG conference, gathering top-level local and international leaders, speaking in person and keynote speakers through international broadcast. Many people turned up to gain insights from leadership expert John Maxwell, Jesse Cole, and Anthony Trucks, while in-person speakers included Sir Arnold Ahmet, Karo Maha, Karan Rana, Dan Nicholas, Yampela Popena, and GT Bastin. One important issue that was highlighted was sorcery-related violence in the country. Social entrepreneur and president of PNG Tribal Foundation, GT Bastin, shared that nearly 2 women every day are tortured or killed in PNG over sorcery accusations, a crisis PNG Tribal Foundation says demands urgent attention.
30 victims that we're looking after right now, and we have 149 arrests with 14 successful prosecutions since Christmas Day of 2022. So we have a big job. And the more people we rescue, the more people that come. Now, Tribal Foundation is a registered charity, so we're able to give tax receipts. And if your company is interested in being a part in this fight to end sorcery accusation-related violence, we've built a model, and the model's working, but we need your support.
The foundation highlighted disturbing cases of women falsely accused, tortured, and killed, while calling on government, corporate partners, and communities to take collective responsibility in ending the violence. Furthermore, Karan Rana, entrepreneur, honorary trade commissioner for Papua New Guinea, and the owner of LJ Hookah, was also guest speaker. Rana brings a diversified global business portfolio spanning real estate, data science, travel, shipping, oil and gas exploration, and professional services. Rana spoke of his journey from humble beginnings from the Kaugera settlement to owning several businesses and creating jobs. He emphasized the importance of core values as well as highlighting the role of Tribal Foundation in promoting these values.
I'm honored to be part of Tribal Foundation, which was introduced to me around 2 years ago. And for me, growing up in Papua New Guinea and part of something who's helping our country and nation to save sorcery act in the country, and helping lots of people up in highlands and in islands to push law and act against sorcery violence.
Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
Furthermore, Tribal Foundation revealed that PNG only has 22 guidance officers in the country, urging for more guidance officers as they are crucial for youth, acting as trusted school-based advocates who provide essential academic, personal, and career support.
we've been able to do a partnership with the Department of Education. We have our friends from Department of Education here from Guidance. So we work very closely with Guidance, and I always say this wherever I speak. Do you know that we only have 22 guidance officers in all of Papua New Guinea? 22. That is a sad reference on our priorities. We should have guidance officers for young Papua New Guineans across the country. We should be investing in the future of this country. Tribal Foundation is doing that through this partnership where we've been able to put curriculum together that's going in the schools across the country.
Yeah, I believe the amount of people growing in Papua New Guinea, having 22 guide officers in Papua New Guinea are not enough. I request the PNG government also to create more guideline officers where they can help the youth, create more jobs and more guidelines for our youngsters.
On Monday, February 16, 2026, Boimo Prison witnessed history as 43 inmates at Lay's Boimo Prison graduate from the Crossroad Bible Study Program. Sponsored by People and Government of Australia, the initiative highlights the growing role of faith-based education in rehabilitation across the Pacific region. Pacific Region Operations Manager Alan Poina congratulated the graduates and praised their commitment to personal growth. Prison Commander Chief Superintendent Michael Wundia urged the graduates to be the light in their families and communities when they leave prison. The ceremony symbolized resilience, reintegration, and leadership. Papua New Guinea's tourism industry is moving towards major legislative reform, with the Tourism Promotion Authority hosting a national workshop in Port Moresby to review the Tourism Act and align it with the new National Tourism Policy. PNG TPA says the process is critical to modernizing the sector and attracting investment. Papua New Guinea's tourism sector is taking a major step toward reform, with industry leaders meeting in Port Moresby to review laws and policies aimed at modernizing the industry and boosting investment. Chief Executive Officer Eric Uvovo highlights the importance of the modernization.
It is necessary that we undertake this significant reform so that we can position ourselves in the evolving tourism sector.
Uvovo says the review, directed by the TPA board, will include regional consultations to gather nationwide input and ensure the sector's governance and revenue potential are strengthened.
But, tourism is cross-cutting, cuts across all sectors. We've got industry members here as well as state agencies, departments who cut across, which tourism cut across, and it's important that we're all here to discuss. This is an industry that has huge potential, and we all know that. And having a piece of legislation will empower us to position ourselves better in terms of governance, in terms of revenue for the economy. And it is now that we have that opportunity to discuss. And
the reform aligns with the National Tourism Policy 2025 to 2045. Which sets the long-term vision for sustainable tourism growth and stronger institutional coordination.
And of course we all are aware and appreciate the fact that this sector is a sector that is not only sustainable, but it has the potential to be a key economic driver and a key economic sector for the country as well. And so we are here today to ensure that we put our thoughts together, put our efforts together to chart a new way forward for the tourism sector.
Kuman says the policy aims to shift PNG tourism into a new era, focusing on investment readiness, standards development, and stronger partnerships between government, industry, and communities.
The National Tourism Framework vision speaks to tourism being a thriving and resilient economic sector in PNG.
PNG TPA officials say the outcomes of the workshop will guide legislative changes expected to shape PNG tourism development over the next 2 decades. While today's tourism reform workshop focused on legislative review, deeper policy discussions highlighted how the new National Tourism Policy aims to transform PNG's tourism system. PNG TPA has outlined the structural and strategic changes needed to build a modern destination management approach. PNG TPA Executive Manager, Policy and Strategic Planning Ingrid Kuman says PNG's tourism sector must move beyond traditional destination marketing to a full destination management model.
NTOs, or National Tourism Organizations, such as the Tourism Promotion Authority, of the past, to some extent, no longer fit for purpose.
She explains that globally, tourism authorities now oversee planning, development, standards, monitoring, and technology-driven functions, not just promotion.
Having a sector that is all-encompassing of not only tourism marketing and promotional activities, but tourism planning, tourism development, marketing, delivering, and monitoring the impact.
Kuman also outlined policy priorities, including environmental protection, cultural heritage preservation, improved infrastructure, workforce development, and stronger visitor safety measures.
Environmental sustainability. This speaks to the protection and conservation of PNG's rich terrestrial and marine biodiversity.
She added that future legislation must address the sector's funding powers and improve quality standards among operators to ensure visitor confidence.
More funding for the sector to achieve objectives. But the current authority or the current legislation does not allow us to have those powers.
Kuman says stakeholder feedback from the workshop will help design institutional reforms and a future-ready tourism framework for Papua New Guinea. This is TVWAN News. Ulatapun village devastated by Kumil River flooding and Day MP sworn in. We'll have those stories and more when we come back.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG and Mia. Buying PNG made.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
A reminder to the general public that the due date for post-PNG private letterbox renewals is fast approaching. These are the first quarter renewal rates for 2026. Owning a private letterbox is important for the following reasons. Renew your private letterbox by paying at your nearest post office or through mobile banking. Post PNG's BSP account number 1000-58789 and email your payment description, box location, and box number to the PLB inquiries team. Renew your letterbox now and avoid being forfeited. Contact us for more information.
Some of the biggest names in the competition.
superstars performing at the US of A. Cowboys get over. Under kick out, over. How good is this?
Welcome back. The people of Ulatapun village in Bogia district of Medang province have been hit hard with the swelling of the Kumil River. Located at the river's source, this entire ward had the highest number of houses washed away, all food and cash crops destroyed, infrastructures damaged along with private properties during the floods.
Villagers in Ulatapun in the Ward 30 area of Almami LLG Bogia district are moving further inland to start new lives after the Kumil River destroyed much of their livelihood last week. Kumil broke its banks and washed away food gardens, homes and other personal property in its path. Leo Rassis, a catechist with the Ulatapun Catholic Church, nearly lost his whole family to the flood. They escaped the floods by swimming to safety, taking with them only the clothes on their backs.
Landslide. Karena pulau kata kai lewat kata. Mr. Polsem, oh kata buai belum yang finish. Orang bagara pulau kata finish.
Ulatapun Primary School also went underwater. Classrooms, teachers' houses and other school facilities. Head teacher Christopher Papi suspended school for the next 3 weeks to allow the Provincial Disaster Office, who have done an assessment report, to get feedback from state authorities about relief and restoration. Meantime, Kumil continues to erode the banks. The school area is at threat of being completely washed away.
5 meters high something or something. Nuclear crossing wara go come inside Loyana, moving more pizza and bungal or raised or house. Or pizza sleep no night stuff na wara come go inside and go on sawe tu. Wara go on tablo no call kirabia wara is water is already.
The Provincial Disaster Office completed its disaster needs assessment at wards 29, 30 and 31. Over the weekend, they headed to Ward 33 at Korak Village to establish the cause of death of a 10-year-old allegedly caused by the flood. Stories from the media have reached the Red Cross. Provincial Disaster Director Rudolf Mongali said Red Cross reached out and has committed to assist with tarpaulins for survivors to use as shelter. Salome Alman, TVWAN News.
The new member for Day Open electorate, Desmond Paul Kipper, was sworn in today by the Speaker of Parliament, Job Pomat, in the presence of the Clerk of Court and the Sergeant-in-Arms.
Desmond Paul Kipper, Day Open, and his wife were led by Member for Hagen Open and Minister for State-Owned Enterprises, William Duma, as well as other dignitaries from the electorate, supporters and relatives. The ceremony formally began with the Speaker of Parliament leading the MP-elect to recite the terms of loyalty and declaration of his election. After the signing of the declarations, Job Pomat declared Kipper as the duly elected member for Day Open electorate.
Congratulations, member. You now member now.
Take up the call to lead my people of Day, knowing very well that as a lawyer I could contribute to debates in Parliament as well as to policies and to deliver for services for my people, which they have been suffering for the last so many decades. And I took up the challenge, and God has always been with me, supported me throughout my journey. Along the way, He's brought me to places to meet people who have helped me along the way to be where I am today, and I am thankful to the good Lord.
Mr. Keeper acknowledged his maternal supporters for maintaining confidence as he progressed through the by-election.
I have a lot of problems with my district. Bridges are down, roads washed away. We have no hospital, we have no police station in our district. Our district headquarters is not in a good position. Schools, there's a lot to do, and I know what the problems are up there, but it's unfortunate I got only 12 months to deliver what I can. So I'll do with my knowledge and experience and with the people that are at the back of me, I'm sure I can deliver.
Keeper then thanked his parents, his wife, and 4 children for allowing him to pursue this political career, a choice that meant he spent more time with the people of Dei and away from his family. Keeper said the important thing on the agenda is addressing immediate infrastructure issues that have kept his people disconnected with other people and basic services. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
A team from the Doulos Hope visited Cheshire Home last week, bringing smiles and encouragement to children and staff through a small outdoor program. The crew introduced the ship and shared about their different cultures and home countries before spending time telling stories and playing games with the children. For one team member, Rocco, the visit became especially meaningful after he quickly formed a friendship with one of the children. At the end of the program, he gave the child his Doulos Hope hat as a special reminder of their special moment together. The visit is part of the ship's outreach in every port, where crew not only welcome visitors on board for the book fair, but also go into communities to share hope, friendship and learning. Motor Vehicles Insurance Limited and the Western Provincial Government renewed their 2-in-1 sticker Memorandum of Agreement today at the MVIL headquarters in Port Moresby, extending the partnership for another 10 years. MVIL CEO Mr. Bafino Koi described the agreement as a win-win that strengthens compliance, road safety and service delivery for motorists across the province.
Motor Vehicles Insurance Limited and the Western Provincial Government have renewed their 2-in-1 sticker, MOA, extending the partnership 10 years to strengthen compliance, road safety and motorist services. The signing today confirms the continued integration of driver licensing, vehicle registration and compulsory third-party insurance into a streamlined provincial service. Provincial Administrator Alphonse Kayon praised the arrangement, describing it as the way forward to improve compliance and add value for local communities.
Maybe going forward, we can be able to support, maybe give them vehicles and our officers with vehicles to research their responsibilities. And not only that, but it also motivates them, giving them recognition they're a government agency operating at the provincial level. So those are some of the thoughts that I have that I thought I should share in this conversation.
Since 2020, the partnership has generated more than 8.5 million kina for the Western Provincial Government while boosting road safety standards. Branches in Kiunga, Tabubil and Daru have expanded access for remote communities. Mr. Koi reaffirmed MVIL's commitment to service improvements, including system upgrades, despite telecommunications and power challenges.
It's a win-win for both of us. MVIL, with efficiencies, the service standards that we are serving the customers well. The Western Province on the ground is actually enforcing and making sure that the compliance, road safety is all the other things happening.
Mr. Kayun emphasized future service expansion and stronger collaboration with law enforcement to meet rising demand. The ceremony concluded with the signing of documents. John Apile, TVWAN News.
And now the market report. The kina closed lower at $0.2328 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2253, $0.3145 Australian dollars, €0.1829 euro, and 34.62 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except crude oil closed lower and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. Stay with us. TV1 News continues after these short messages.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's OneTalk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's OneTalk Wallet. PSP's OneTalk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Pine PNG made.
Tell him shorty come get it in. Come grind on me, but met it in. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring that roof down. Pepsi with that fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
Cold Power Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
Long year 2024, 7 baby i born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long karim baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic na kiss him antenatal check. Time yumi pan him sick HIV area o time bel mama i positive penis. Early treatment i can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This lutok sawe ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Scored twice, and the European champions are in big trouble here.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. 25-year-old Jemima Tavel is embarking on a journey of a lifetime. She is traveling to Australia to become an aged care worker. Sitting quietly in the Lae City Authority office with her proud mother, the young woman of East New Britain Morbe and Medang descent waited patiently to sign her oath and declaration under the Lae Labour Mobility Program. Under the Lae Labour Mobility Program, 25-year-old Jemima Tavel is in Sydney to work at Southern Cross Care. She was accompanied by her mother Jenny to the Lae City Authority office on the afternoon of Thursday, February 19, 2026, where they both signed the necessary documents as a final requirement before leaving Lae over the weekend. She had applied in 2023 to be considered under the Lae Labour Mobility Program after she was unable to secure employment since graduating from the International Training Institute in 2020.
Nervous and excited at the same time with all these new possibilities, and you don't know what to expect when you go down there, but it's like a whole total different environment from what you know growing up. So it's like come whatever, what may come what may. I'm gonna be going for aged care. I'll be working for Southern Cross Care, Queensland, but in New South Wales, Sydney. Yes, for 4 years.
Jemima has been taking care of her 75-year-old grandmother since leaving school. However, she is mentally preparing herself for a higher level of support that she will be giving to Australians who are around her grandmother's age and older.
Yeah, it's like it's my grandma and someone I grew up to know. But over there, it's like you have to have a lot of patience and be actually like mentally prepared. I'll be going down and start training, probably like shadowing someone, and then up to 3 months, 6 months probation. Then after that, they'll let me know what to do.
Jemima's mum, Jenny, who is an officer with the Lae Labour Mobility Program, expressed her excitement that her daughter is a successful candidate, clarifying that the employer in Australia makes the selection and not the Lae office.
Being one of the Lae Labour Mobility officer, I sent so many candidates down already, like train them, and one of the most important thing is we tell them how to, we market them. We take their photos and tell them how to dress up well, and then we do up their worker profile, and then we send it to PNG, Lae Labour Mobility in Mosby, and then they market them to the companies. So it's like when there is a position vacant, that's when they come back to us and tell us that we will need 20 or 10, that they gave us the number of candidates.
Jenny described her daughter as independent and true to her faith, adding that out of her 4 children, 3 of whom are boys, she has a lot of trust in her daughter and believes that she will make them proud. Turning abroad, Pakistan's military has claimed to have killed at least 70 militants in airstrikes against neighboring Afghanistan. Afghanistan's ruling Taliban said the claims of militant deaths were false and that women and children were killed in the strikes. The Taliban's defense ministry said it will deliver an appropriate and calculated response to the Pakistani strikes. The attacks left at least 18 people dead, including children, Afghanistan said, and were the most extensive since border clashes in October that killed more than 70 on both sides and wounded hundreds. Islamabad said it hit 7 sites along the border region, targeting Afghanistan-based militant groups in response to suicide bombings in Pakistan. Busloads of residents from the recently flooded top-end community of Nayu returned home early this morning. They are among hundreds who began sheltering at a Darwin evacuation center more than 2 weeks ago after the Dali River flooded their community.
Ticket. Home at last. The residents of Nayu, all smiles, finally back in their community after evacuating from a major flood.
It's good to be back home.
How are you feeling to be home?
It feels good this time.
Good. Yeah? The community, almost 3 hours' drive from Darwin, is home to more than 200 people, and they've been sheltering at an evacuation centre in the city for the past fortnight. All residents were quickly evacuated as warnings that the Daly River, which you can see behind me, it wraps around the edges of the community, would flood, and it did. It hit major flood levels, more than 14 metres. As the Daly River hit its peak last week, the waters began to slowly recede, and damage assessment teams began their work. For some, living out of suitcases and sleeping on stretcher beds was a hard few weeks.
Never felt so homesick before, being so far and for so long.
What's the rest of the day going to look like for you?
We'll be going back to normal, going out fishing.
The Daly River's levels are now considered safe, but did rise to at least knee height in some homes.
So there's been efforts to clean houses that were inundated by water and also to restore power to properties that had been either withdrawn from their power or had been affected by the floods.
As the unpacking begins, the clean-up continues.
We're going to go back and clean our house, get everything back to normal again. We're happy to be back home after 2 weeks away.
The extent of the damage is still unknown, but so far most homes and structures have fared well. Everyone here is just happy to be home safe.
A lesbian rights group is today before the federal court in a bid to ban transgender women from its events. The community group says it should have the right to gather without people who were born male.
In a David and Goliath battle, a small lesbian rights group is taking on the Australian Human Rights Commission. It's seeking an exemption to the Sex Discrimination Act so it can legally exclude trans women from its public events. The group subscribes to the philosophy of lesbian feminism and wants to exclude all biological men, even those who identify as women. In court, the group's lawyer said they have the right to associate in a way that furthers their own unique needs, and the application should be granted on the same basis that women-only gyms can exclude men. Outside court, the group's spokesperson Nicole Mowbray said they still support trans women having their own events.
But we're not out to harm anyone. We are merely putting up a boundary and saying please respect our boundaries. And there are plenty of trans-only events. This is what's crazy. There are loads of trans-only events. We respect their need for their space. We would just like to be afforded the same respect to have our space. That's all it is.
The group has had this application rejected twice before, and it has crowdfunded to pursue this appeal. The Human Rights Commission says the appeal should be dismissed. It says it's not justified to discriminate against trans women, and it could cause real harm to their well-being. The hearing will run for 2 days.
And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, Hunters go down to Jets and Honiara to host round 4 of the OFC Pro League.
P&G's favorite soft drink now in bottles. Goldspot brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in P&G. Proudly Goldspot.
Head back to school with Colgate and Protex. Win big. Lots of great prizes to win for your school. To enter, use your favorite Colgate and Protex products. Keep all your empty packets, take them to school and give them to your teacher. Visit the Colgate Pacific P&G Facebook page for more info on how to register. Win school supplies, sporting equipment, and more, all for your school with Colgate and Protex. Promotion ends March 31st, 2026.
Long year 2024, 7 pla baby I born one time HIV. HIV ikan go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol yumi can help him bel mama long lookout him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bel mama clinic na kiss him antenatal check. Time yumi pan him sick HIV area or time bel mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV ego long baby. This lutok sawe ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Ready for the world, so is your TISA Visa card. Visa keeps you moving wherever you go, Papua New Guinea or abroad. Seamlessly pay for travel, dining, online shopping. Easily access your funds and instantly track your expenses. Every tap comes with security, trust, and peace of mind. Unlock the world of possibilities. And it all starts with the new TISA Visa card.
Missing the headlines that matter the most? Only one better way to stay up to date. TVWAN Online. One click on tvwan.com.pg. Access PNG's breaking news, top stories, international news, and the latest in sports and entertainment. Visit tvwan.com.pg wherever you are in PNG and bookmark it to your home screen. TVWAN Online, the news source you can trust, just one click away.
Your weekend catch-up just got better. Relieve the power and passion of the Harris Season 2.
So you come look Sinababumi,
Fall in love all over again with Dolce Amor. And don't miss the thrilling twists of Brothers Chapter 5. Stop this bickering! 3 hit Filipino dramas waiting for you this February on TV1 Plus. Your home for the best stories all weekend long.
Welcome back. The SB-PNG Hunters suffered a 32-24 loss to the visiting Ipswich Jets in a thrilling trial match in front of a packed crowd at the National Sports Institute in Goroka yesterday. The defeat comes just 2 weeks out from the Queensland Rugby League 2026 season opener, when the Hunters play their first game in Port Moresby on March 8.
The visitors showed a lot of flair in their sets earlier to take a 4-0 lead before the Hunters reciprocated with a try through fullback Sonny Wabo, the first of his double, to equalize the score at 4-all. The Jets, capitalizing on several crucial errors by the home side, scored 3 more unanswered tries for a 16-4 deficit back end of the first quarter before the Hunters clawed their way back into the contest with some strong surge from their new-look forward pack orchestrated by new half Joel Genna and Wabo at the back to conjure up a couple of tries to trail 14-16, giving the crowd some hope until halftime. Both teams returned for the second stanza, refreshed with a lot more grit and determination to find their front. It was evident that the new Hunters' spine, underwhelmed by the bigger and more experienced Jets outfits, setting the platform for their fast backs to score some seemingly easy tries. Jets showed their class, taking total control of proceedings in the last 2 quarters, establishing a commanding 28-14 buffer. In the closing stages of the last quarter, Hunters wouldn't die wondering, showing glimpses of their PNG attacking flair, scoring 2 late tries to trail 24-28. However, the Jets had the last laugh with a late try to seal the deal 32-24 at full time. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
One of the country's foundation intercity franchises and 2024 Digital ExxonMobil Cup premiers, Wampna Mount Hagen Eagles, have got some unfinished business on their radar as they aim for a big 2026 season. The Eagles are now under former Kumul and PNG Hunters enforcer Henry Noki, who is focused on promoting more young talent from the local league and instilling discipline in the club.
After last year's disappointment of falling short in defending the cup, Coach Noki is hell-bent on changing the Eagles' culture and setting some standards for the next generation of players coming through their system. The Eagles have retained nearly half of their old boys from the past 2 seasons to lead the young players. They have retained Junior Bala, Vincent Neri, Desmond Michael, Eliza Peter, Cedric Pora, and Eagles' prodigal son Jordan Pat back from the Hunters, which is a big boost for their campaign this year. Noki revealed that from an initial score of 62, they have scaled down the number to 33, including a couple of NYC boys, Nathaniel Appa, Isaiah Pau, and John Manu. Eagles are now into week 5 of their final block, which has been highly intense both in field sessions and gym workouts. Noki said he is impressed with the attitude, commitment, and discipline shown by the boys both on and off the field, especially the new players who are adapting well to the new training regime. Eagles' coaching staff has also been boosted with the inclusion of former PNG Hunter Moses Meninga as assistant coach, Eagles legend and longtime head trainer John Waka, and David Kawage from the NYC as strength and conditioning coach. With a month to go before the Diesel Action Mobile Cup kicks off on the 12th of April, training has been narrowed down to game structure and fine-tuning skills, techniques, speed, and agility. Eagles have set 2 more trial matches against Wagitumbe and Engamioks set for the end of March. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Hekari FC suffered a defeat in their Round 3 clash of the OFC Pro League, going down 2-1 to Solomon Kings FC in rainy conditions at the Olympic Park in Melbourne on Sunday. PNG Hekari is yet to win a match in the Pro League as Round 3 gets underway. PNG Hekari's luckless campaign continued into Round 3 as they went down 2-1 to the Solomon Kings in rainy conditions at the Olympic Park in Melbourne on Sunday. Determined to make amends after disappointing results in the opening 2 rounds, Hekari began with composure and intent, led by veteran forward Raymond Gunemba. But despite their smart start, they struggled to break through a tough Solomon Kings defense. The Solomon Islands side, riding high after their Round 2 victory over Auckland FC, looked confident even as heavy rain made conditions difficult. It was the Kings' Japanese attacker Sota Higashide who proved the difference. With less than 15 minutes played, Higashide netted the opening goal. Hekari pushed hard for a response and nearly found one through Gunemba. The veteran forward unleashed a powerful strike that beat the keeper but crashed off the underside of the crossbar. At halftime, Solomon Kings held a 1-0 lead. Hekari made a change at the break with Dave Tomare out for Nabopongi, but just 5 minutes into the second half, Tomare was picking the ball out of his net. Higashide brilliantly set out a pass to get the Solomon Islanders the second goal. Although the rain briefly eased, it soon returned as Hekari searched desperately for a way back into the match. Their opportunity came in the final 20 minutes when Joseph Joe capitalized to halve the deficit and give the Papua New Guinea side hope. But despite their efforts, Solomon Kings held firm under the wet conditions to secure a 2-1 victory. The Solomon Islands will host Round 4 of the OFC Pro League in Honiara from March 14th to the 19th. The 4th round of the competition will see 8 matches held at the National Stadium in Honiara.
All 8 clubs will play 2 matches across the 5 days of competition. Host club Solomon Kings FC will get the chance to play in front of their home fans for the first time following a stellar start to the competition that has seen them secure an early front-runner for a top 4 finish. They'll host the league's current top 2, including Auckland FC, in a replay of their memorable upset victory from the second round in Port Moresby, followed by South Melbourne FC. With football as its national sport, the National Stadium in Honiara is likely to witness unrivaled energy when it plays host to the fourth round of the OFC Pro League and its first ever professional football club, Solomon Kings FC. Constructed in preparation for the 2023 Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands, the National Stadium has a capacity of 10,000 and has already been used to host both regions' two Premier Club finals, the OFC Women's Champions League final in 2024 and the OFC Men's Champions League final in 2025. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
The Papua New Guinea women's national team, known as the PNG Billums, have departed Port Moresby for Fiji to compete in the FIFA Women's World Cup Oceania qualifiers, to be held from February 27th to the 5th of March this year.
In their campaign against Vanuatu on February 27 before facing host Fiji on March 2nd and New Caledonia on March 5th. All group matches will be played at Govin Park. PNG's head coach Eric Comeng said the team has put in strong preparations and is ready to embrace the challenge ahead. He says every team is fighting for the same goal, a place at the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2027, and players are motivated and determined to give their best for Papua New Guinea. The qualifiers form part of the pathway toward the FIFA Women's World Cup 2027 in Brazil. PNG will be aiming to secure a top 2 finish in the Group 2 progress to the final stage of the competition in New Zealand in April. With a blend of experienced campaigners and emerging young talent, the Billums carry both confidence and belief as they step onto the regional stage once again. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
Cricket PNG head of high performance and Barramundi's head coach Tim McCaskill has revealed that the PNG Cialis under-19 women are confirmed to host the global qualifier in Port Moresby in April. Exciting news for PNG to qualify for their first World Cup. The event, featuring other Pacific cricketing nations, is supported by Pacific Oz Sports and part of the qualifying process towards the East Asia Pacific qualifiers later in the year. McCaskill said the under-19 Garamos are also aiming for Vanuatu later in September to qualify as well. The Barras head coach expressed confidence, especially the attention to detail shown by players at training as they prepare to represent the country with pride.
Global qualifier here, the EAP Global Qualifier, is hosted by PNG Cricket. So yeah, that's confirmed. So for all the cricket lovers out there, make sure that you've got April in the diary and that you're coming down to support the Cialas and watch them make history and qualify for their first World Cup. The Lawas, they've got some competitions later in the year because we didn't get the result we were after in January. It means that the planned schedule for June now changes. And then for the under-19 Garamans, they've got a qualifier in Vanuatu later in the year in September. So we've got lots of exciting things to plan for, and the aim is to qualify for every event that we're presenting in.
And that ends the sports segment. Now for the weather report. Southern region, Port Moresby becoming cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorms. Alotau, rain showers and thunderstorms. Pomase, Ley, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Vanimo, cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, Kokopo and Rabaul, rain showers and thunderstorms. Kimbe, cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorms. And Highlands region, Mount Hagen, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, cloudy with periods of rain and thunderstorms. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, sea smooth to slight with southeast to northwesterly winds of 5 to 15 knots. Solomon Sea, sea smooth with northeast to northwesterly winds of 5 to 10 knots. Bismarck Sea, sea slight to moderate with west to northwest winds of 5 to 15 knots reaching 20 knots over northwestern sector. And Pacific Ocean, sea smooth with easterly to northeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal waters, Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, Kerma, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samurai Island. Seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf and waters of Finchafen through Vitia Strait to Siasi and Long Island to Medang. Seas 0.5 to 1 meter. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Do take care. A pleasant evening. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
Meet UmiPay, your digital